answering another question we tend to get is how come our products cost the way they do? Number one, we don't outsource our products. We manufacture them ourselves. And the reason for that is my mother, who is the founding dermatopathologist, so really involved in all the formulations, is incredibly particular about making sure that we maintain as much control and visibility over the products from start to finish. When you outsource, frankly, it can be a lot cheaper for many reasons. We do everything in-house and we're a small company. However, outsourcing does come with some risks. Even if you are extremely careful with your manufacturing supplier, you don't necessarily get to see the real detail of every individual ingredient that comes in, what's actually in the raw material, which may not be obvious. We get to have that level of control as well. We don't use vats, for example, that might be used for mixing products that contain fragrance for mixing VMV Hypoallergenics products. And that's a really big deal because fragrance is sticky. It's really hard to clean out. And then to clean it out, sometimes you have to use products with allergens themselves to get it really clean. One of the reasons we're priced the way we are is because we do our manufacturing ourselves. In addition, we do our formulation ourselves. A lot of people don't necessarily do that. They might outsource that as well. And that does take a lot of original research, which my mother and our team in R&D do. We also do clinical studies, patch testing, the ingredient, the formulation. We also do claims studies, often do a randomized double-blind clinical trial. These studies do cost. Being who we are, we tend to test. It makes it more expensive. The fact that we cannot use 109 top contact allergens or are very specific about ingredients that we use, sourcing is very difficult, and so it's expensive to start with. What I actually think is pretty cool that not a lot of people might know is at VMV we took the decision early on to not be prohibitively expensive because a lot of people really need us. They cannot use another cleanser or another shampoo or another BB cream or another sunscreen, another toothpaste or another antiperspirant, another whole body deo. So we know that a lot of what we make is really fundamental daily need stuff. Frankly, from a cosmetics industry perspective, we do have a lot really special about the brand that would justify pricing it much more expensively than we do. And we took the decision not to. We have to price, obviously, to be able to stay in business. And that's kind of another thing that has changed over the last several years, since the pandemic especially. Prices have really skyrocketed across the board. This is in terms of ingredients, but also things like shipping. And, you know, there's new stuff on a global level that we're dealing with as well that's putting pressure on us. So we do have to make sure that we can cover our costs. And as a policy, because people who do need us have eczema, have psoriasis, have sometimes more serious conditions, we really have decided not to be a luxury brand in that sense. We could. There are some brands that don't have half as much research as we do, or any publications who are actually much more expensive. We have really chosen to cover our costs, be able to stay in business and do what we do the way we do it, but we've actually taken it by principle to not price where we actually could be pricing ourselves, which I think is really important for us to stick with as a rule. And we do try to do things like bundles, subscriptions. We have a wonderful membership called VMVIP. You get great discounts and free shipping all year round. And the special pricing, the discounts you get, are on top of any other sales that we might have. We do donations to different charities for people, for example, who are unsheltered, need help getting back on their feet, or to certain dermatologists that might see a lot of people who can't afford us. We will often work with them to the best of our abilities. We can't do as much as we'd like, obviously, for now, but we'll get there. But that is why our pricing is the way it is. If you have any more questions, please drop them in the comments and we will answer them.